Imagine waking up tomorrow and your phone says, no connection. Not just yours, everyone's. No Wi-Fi, no 5G, no texts going through. Open your banking app. Nothing. Try to pay for coffee. Card declined. Google won't load. YouTube's just a spinning circle. Discord, Twitter, Instagram, all ghost towns. And here's the part that'll mess with your head. It's not coming back in an hour, or a day, or a week. This isn't a "what if your Wi-Fi went out" video. This is what if the entire internet, worldwide, just stopped. And the answer is way stranger than you think. The first thing you do is check your own stuff. Router lights, airplane mode toggle, the classic turn it off and on again. You'd assume it's just you. Maybe the ISP is down. Annoying, but whatever, you've dealt with outages before. But then you'd look around. Your roommate's phone is dead too. Your neighbor's asking if your Wi-Fi is working. You step outside and everyone is staring at their phones with that same confused look. That's the moment it clicks. This isn't local, this is everywhere. Now, important distinction, and this is where people get it wrong. The internet being down doesn't mean electricity stops working. Your lights still turn on, your fridge is still cold. Local systems that don't need the cloud, they keep running. But the problem isn't what stops working. It's everything that quietly depended on the internet that you never thought about. Within the first hour, communication collapses to the Stone Age. No texts, no WhatsApp, no iMessage. Phone calls? The cell networks that survive the initial shock get absolutely hammered. Everybody tries calling at once. Circuits overload, lines go dead. Suddenly, AM and FM radio become the most valuable technology on the planet. Local TV stations that still have broadcast capability become the only source of information. And here's the thing, most people under 30 have never actually used a radio for news. They wouldn't even know where to tune. The information vacuum is instant and total. This is where it gets real, fast. Your debit card? Worthless. Credit card? Same. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo. All just apps on a screen now. Online banking doesn't exist. ATMs are networked machines. A lot of them go down or run out of cash within hours because the refill logistics depend on, you guessed it, networked software. Cash becomes king overnight. If you don't have physical bills in your wallet when this happens, you can't buy anything. And the people who have cash, they're not spending it because they don't know when this ends either. The global financial system, trillions of dollars moving every second, freezes. Stock markets halt. Wire transfers disappear into the void. Entire payrolls that were supposed to process that morning, they don't. You walk into a grocery store. The shelves look normal, at first. But here's what's happening behind the scenes. The inventory system that automatically orders more milk when it runs low. Dead. The distribution center that routes trucks based on real-time demand. Offline. The truck drivers who get their routes via app. They have no idea where to go. Stores can sell what's on the shelves, but nothing new is coming. And once people figure that out, and they figure it out fast, panic buying kicks in. Bread, water, toilet paper, batteries, gone within hours. We saw a tiny preview of this during COVID, and that was with the internet fully functional. Now imagine it with zero coordination. Let me kill one myth right now. Planes don't fall out of the sky when the internet goes down. The actual flying systems, air traffic control, navigation instruments, those run on separate, hardened networks. Planes stay in the air, but they can't land anywhere new. Reservations, passenger manifests, gate assignments, fuel logistics, all internet-dependent. Within hours, every airport becomes a parking lot. Flights are grounded. Travelers are stranded. On the ground, it's chaos. No Google Maps, no Waze, no Uber. Millions of people who can't navigate their own city without GPS suddenly realize they have no idea how to get home. Hospitals are where this stops being inconvenient and starts being dangerous. Electronic health records, gone. Your allergies, medications, medical history, all in a database that nobody can access. Doctors are flying blind. Appointment scheduling, gone. Pharmacy inventory tracking, gone. The systems that tell a hospital they're running low on a critical drug. That warning never arrives. 911 still works. Emergency dispatch runs on dedicated systems separate from the public internet. But that's voice only. No data. No automatic location from your cell phone. No ability to pull up building plans or hazmat information. Hospitals revert to paper and manual procedures, which works, for a while. But the clock is ticking. 24 hours in, the novelty has worn off. No streaming, no gaming, no social media. The digital entertainment ecosystem that fills every idle moment of modern life. Gone. Some people actually describe this as liberating. Conversations happen, books get read, neighbors meet each other for the first time. But the practical side is getting ugly. People who rely on telemedicine can't reach their doctors. Remote workers can't work. Anyone whose paycheck depends on digital systems is effectively unemployed until this ends. The emotional whiplash is real. Half the population is treating it like a forced vacation. The other half is starting to panic. 3 days. This is the breaking point for modern logistics. Most grocery stores carry about 3 days of inventory. Most pharmacies about the same. Gas stations depend on daily or every other day fuel deliveries. Without the networked software that coordinates all of this, the ordering, the routing, the inventory tracking, the entire just-in-time supply chain collapses. Food spoils in warehouses because nobody knows where to send it. Fuel sits in tanks because the distribution schedule doesn't exist anymore. Medicine that requires refrigeration goes bad because the temperature monitoring is offline. This isn't a food shortage problem, it's a food distribution problem. There is enough, they just can't get it to you. A week in, the economic damage is catastrophic. Global markets have lost trillions. Manufacturing has ground to a halt. Factories run on networked supply chains. International shipping is paralyzed. The entire gig economy, Uber, DoorDash, Fiverr, doesn't exist anymore. But here's what's interesting. Humans adapt fast. Local radio networks expand. Ham radio operators become local heroes, relaying information between communities. Physical bulletin boards reappear. Barter economies spring up. People figure out who has what and who needs what, the old-fashioned way. It's messy, it's inefficient, but it works. The question isn't whether society collapses, it's how long it takes to rebuild something functional without the tool we've built everything on top of. Let me answer this directly. No, society doesn't immediately collapse. The power grid still works. It runs on separate industrial control systems. Water treatment plants keep running. Emergency services still respond. The military has its own communication networks. What does happen is a slow bleed. The secondary effects compound. People who need medication can't get refills. Supply chain disruptions create local shortages that spiral into regional problems. Economic damage becomes permanent. The real danger isn't one big dramatic collapse. It's a million small failures adding up over weeks. Each one manageable on its own, but together creating a crisis that's impossible to coordinate a response to. Because coordination is the one thing you can't do anymore. Here's the thing. A total global internet shutdown is almost impossible. The internet was literally designed to survive a nuclear war. It's decentralized, redundant. There's no single off switch. But massive disruption, that's very possible. A coordinated cyber attack on major DNS servers. Physical sabotage of the 400-plus undersea cables that carry 99% of international data. a Carrington-level solar flare, which nearly happened in 2012 and missed Earth by about 9 days. Or a cascade failure. One major backbone goes down, traffic reroutes, overloads the next. That goes down too, and within minutes, the whole house of cards collapses. We've seen previews. In 2021, a single Fastly CDN outage took down Amazon, Reddit, Spotify, and half the internet for an hour. One company, 1 hour. Scale that up, and you start to see how fragile the whole thing actually is. Here's what nobody talks about. In every major internet outage, even the short ones, people report the same thing. After the initial panic, something shifts. They notice their surroundings. They make eye contact. They have conversations that last longer than a notification. The internet connected the entire world, but it also put a screen between you and the person sitting next to you. For a few days or weeks, that screen is gone, and some people won't want it back. The internet going down worldwide probably won't happen tomorrow, or next year, or maybe ever. But the thought experiment matters, because it shows us exactly how much of modern life we've built on an invisible, fragile foundation. Most of us don't know our neighbors' names. We couldn't navigate our own city without GPS. We don't carry cash. We don't have paper maps or physical books or backup plans. So here's my question for you. If the internet went down tomorrow, what's the first thing you'd miss? And maybe more importantly, what would you not miss at all? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and if this made you think, you know what to do. Subscribe, hit the bell. I'll see you in the next one.